On January 25th, PETA blogger Emily Rohr wrote an article attacking FFA using a lot of very incorrect information and violent gifs of people throwing chickens into little grinding things. I believe that ag education is necessary, and that PETA's attack on ag education is completely misfounded. I have a personal passion for ag education, being raised in 4-H and being a part of FFA for most of my high school career, and also experiencing things like Farm Day in my local county and coming from parents who are so compassionate about ag education. Agricultural education benefits youth with experiential learning that is career-oriented, that teaches them about the American food system. So my personal experiences in 4-H and FFA began all the way at age 9. I was a little kid. I was told by my parents that it was something that they had done, so it was something that I should be doing, and I really didn't know what I was getting into. But growing up, it was something that always had a deep impact on who I was and how I developed personally, not even through leadership, but through my career goals. So right now I'm majoring in agribusiness, and that was completely 100% because of my experiences in 4-H and FFA. And I believe this is what ag education does. It takes applied learning, and it shows you how much you can do with all of your math, all of your sciences, and what you can do in a career later. And I've never gotten that experience in any other type of schooling situation. Ag ed leads to careers. The ag industry is 1.8 trillion of American gross domestic product. 22 million people are employed in the ag industry, and no new workforce are really coming. Of course, there are people at Cal Poly like us who are coming into the ag industry from all sorts of backgrounds, but really the amount that is needed to fuel the humongous ag industry is not there. It's really a dying industry that's growing so fast, and it's kind of sad for me to see that there's no new people that are really interested in it. And this is what ag education does. It gives people a passion for something that is much more dynamic than the media's view of it. Agriculture is no longer little farmers in overalls in the Midwest with weed and, the plows. It's so much more dynamic nowadays. The technology in the ag industry is insane. In Spain, they came up with this machine that can tell what color the strawberry is, picks it with little robot arms, and puts it into a basket, which means that the strawberries, which are one of the most labor-intensive crops, don't have to hire so many workers, and they don't have to be in the sun for that long. It's a constantly changing modern industry, and people don't realize this. And what I believe is so important about ag education is that it can show youth how incredible agriculture is. It also provides a lot of leadership opportunities. Whether it's FFA, 4-H, or some outside organization, there's always leadership opportunities through anything I've ever seen. I am currently a state ambassador through 4-H because of my passion for it. I've grown up through that, and now I'm at one of the highest youth positions you can be in the state. And I really owe that all to being grown in this culture of passion for 4-H. And a lot of people don't have that. And I want all of the people, all of the youth out there to be able to have all the experiences that I have had through something like 4-H. By 2050, we will need to be feeding 2 billion more people. And for an industry that seems like it's growing smaller and smaller and more condensed every single day, this is a problem. We need to up food production by 70% by 2050. And that's going to be hard to do. I believe ag education can feed this completely undersupplied industry by showing people how great of an industry it really is, and saying you can have an impact on your world. You can have an impact on helping people get better food, get more efficient food, get food with a lesser environmental impact. So there's more people needed in ag more than ever to reach that goal, develop new technology and production methods. Because as it is, there is no way we're going to be feeding those 9.6 billion people in 2050 otherwise. Even if you're not interested in ag, even if you have no idea what that is, you come from San Francisco, Bay Area, LA, You're like, that's not me. I don't care about that. Why is that important for someone from an urban area to care about agriculture? What's important about ag education is that you know where your food comes from. Our local FFA, they raise pigs, sheep, cattle, chickens. They have row crops. They go on field trips to different farms, celery farms, broccoli farms, artichoke farms. They see where everything is grown, how it's grown, and they learn all about it. And even if they don't want to become farmers, they know in the grocery store where that came from, or where this meat came from, or how this was processed. And that is so important for changing people that really don't know where their food comes from now. Most children don't know where their food comes from, and I believe that's because they come from these backgrounds. They don't really have a background in ag. Ag education can prevent childhood obesity by this. Really, a lot of people make these bad choices because they don't know anything about the nutrition of it. And a large impact of ag education is educating also about the nutrition of these products. And it also provides applied learning, like I had said. Your maths, your sciences, everything that you have learned, your public speaking skills, all of that is demonstrated through FFA, 4-H, and other such things, where you can apply it to a life science. One of the reasons that I really love my major, ag business, is because I can take these things that I know and business methods and apply it to one particular industry. And it's been said time and time again by all of my professors that that is what makes it one of the most dynamic majors in the ag college, because it is so much more effective when you know where it applies to and what to do with it. And it teaches about America's complex food system, which is so hard for people to understand at first. And so to Emily Rohr, PETA, and to all of you, I challenge you to learn more about agriculture and to be a strong proponent of agricultural education so you know where your food comes from.
Okay. Trent, how was this compared to a little longer speech? A lot longer speech for you.
I really messed around with a lot of topics that I was going to do, and it was between something that was more personal to me and something that I thought would be good because it wasn't, so I had to research it more. I wish I had gone the more personal route because it'd be easier to speak. And with all of my research, it's so broad that there's really not a lot you can get. Like, I spent an hour and a half on the databases looking for stuff, and it was just kind of like, I ended up going through a bunch of articles online just searching ag education because there was nothing on the databases about it. It was kind of nerve-wracking because it's just a hard topic in a way. It's very repetitive. It's hard to go 6 minutes on this. Yeah, it wasn't that bad.
Teammates, if you could please.
Tear me to shreds. Yes.
You were very passionate about your topic and you knew a lot about it. You said that it was a little bit repetitive, and I think that's because you kept portraying the same few things. You were introducing new information all the time. You made it seem a little more cyclical than it actually was.
Right. And
you fidgeting with your clothes was a little distracting. But your voice and your eye contact were all very strong, so that was a little bit confusing. You sound if I was not looking at you, I'd be oh, he's incredibly confident. And then I would look up and you'd be undoing your button, redoing your button. So just try to not do that. And also, I still don't know what the FFA is or 4-H at all, and I don't really know what PETA or who's the other person?
Emily Rohr.
Emily Rohr said what the attacks were for ag.
That's a good point.
Ag education. So just kind of flesh that out a little bit because I was thinking about that the whole time, and it kind of stopped me from listening to some things during the rest of your speech. But good speech.
I really liked how you established your credibility throughout the whole speech. I think you could have definitely elaborated on some background info that would have definitely helped. And I noticed you had a few filler words, so just watch out for those. But I think you had a really strong conclusion. And another thing I think you could work on is maybe a stronger attention there. But overall, I really like the structure of your speech.
Although you think that it may have sounded repetitive, I liked how every paragraph or so you still reminded us why it's important to just kind of keep us on the same track with you. And then I also liked how you related it to your audience, because I'm from one of those urban areas, LA, so I have no clue about agriculture. So you definitely communicated why it's important to know where it comes from. So good job with that.
I was gonna, I'm not part of the group, but
Your honorary team member.
yeah, okay, cool. I was gonna say, like, the Bay Area is kind of different from LA though, because a lot of people there, they like are caring, like they want to know 50 miles away or less, or like this. I know that farm, I love that farm. I always get my